Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how I do my own acrylic nails from home. Starting out, I like to just prep the nails. So I like to take a nail clipper and just clip away any excess nail growth that I have on my nails. I recently took a set off, so whenever we wear acrylic nails or any type of false nails for that matter, your natural nails tend to grow underneath. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just clipping away some of that extra nail growth so that when I do apply the acrylic, it would adhere better to my natural nail. So before I go any further, I just want to throw this disclaimer out and say that I am not a professional nail technician. I do not do other people's nails. I only do my nails. And I have been doing my nails since, I want to say, about 2014. So it's been about 8 years now since I've started doing my own nails. Back in 2013, I had my first child, which was my son. And eventually I had to stay home. I had to become a stay-home mom, and I had to stay at home with him and take care of him. So of course that meant that my husband was the only one working at the time, and that was our only source of income coming in. So I had to scale back on some of my beauty care. And one of my biggest expenses was getting my nails done. So I had to figure out another way to still get my have my nails done and still looking nice without going to the nail shop. So that's when I discovered how to do my own acrylic nails at home. So I would see all these different kits in the store. So I decided to research, and I looked at a few videos, and from there I just took off with it, and I taught myself how to do my own nails. So here's my little electric pink nail filer. I love this thing. I think it's so cute, and it's held up pretty decent. I purchased it from Amazon, and I've had it for quite some time now. I believe it was anywhere from $25 to maybe $30. But if I can find the link, I will leave it below in the description. If you don't have one of these electric nail filers, it's okay. You can just go grab you one of these Beauty Secret nail filers from Sally's Beauty Supply, or I'm pretty sure you probably could find them at any beauty supply store. It's the 100/180 grit, I believe. These work just as good. It might take you a little bit longer than using an actual nail drill, but it'll get the job done. And, it'll do what you need it to do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue to prep my natural nail. And by doing that, I'm going to be using a nail drill bit. And this one is the diamond bit. I believe that's what the nail world calls it. I'm not exactly for sure, but if you guys know the proper name for it, if anybody knows the proper name, feel free to jump in the comments and correct me. I don't have any issues with that, because like I said, I am not a professional nail technician. But yeah, this is the nail bit that I like to use to smooth out my nail and to get it prepared for acrylic nails. Now, some real nail technicians might fuss and say, oh, that's not the right drill bit you're supposed to use. You're supposed to be using a sanding drill bit, which I would try to leave a picture of it somewhere in the corner at the top of the screen. But this is the nail bit that I have been using. I've learned how to use it and to use it properly, so I haven't had any issues. Now this one is the one that I like to use to clean up my cuticles, to remove any dead skin that might be laying in between the nail bed and my cuticles. And I don't know the name of that one, but it's just like a little detailed nail bit. So that's what you see me doing here. So I'm sticking it into my nail drill, and I'm going to turn that on to the speed that I need it to be. So these drill bits go up to like a very high speed, and then they go all the way down to a low speed. I like to kind of put mine in the middle, like a middle speed, not too fast and not too slow, just to properly do a good sanding on my natural nail. So that's what I'm about to do here. And I'm going to do all 10 nails, and then we will be moving on to the next step. So yeah, you see here I'm just going in and just sanding my natural nails down gently and just smoothing them really good so my acrylic have a good foundation to adhere to. Okay, so then the next step is I'm going to remove that nail drill bit, and I'm going to go in with this one, with the detailing one. I just call it a detailing nail drill bit. I know that's probably not the name of it, but hey, that's what I'm going to go with. So I'm using that to clean up my cuticle area. I'm just going from side to side, making sure I get the cuticle walls on the side and then also that part down below the cuticle, just to make sure that I'm removing any of that dead skin. And this step is very important because if you do not do this, you will have lifting, and that's a no-no. So I'm just going to ensure that I do that for all 10 fingers. Okay guys, so now that we've got all of that squared away, I'm just going to take my little brush here and brush both hands off just to remove any dust that may be lingering. And then we're going to move on to the next step. I'm going to put my nail drill away because we don't need that right now. We are done with that. So I'm going to show you guys what is in this Kiss acrylic nail kit. As you can saw at the beginning of the video, I got mine from Family Dollar, but you can get it from Walmart, Dollar General, even some of your drugstores like CVS, Walgreens. They sell it. And there are different kits out here, you guys, that offer this acrylic kit system. You got some that have a little bit more items in it, and then you have this one here that's only $6 that have this stuff in it. So I'm going to pop it open and show you guys what all comes in the kit. If I can get into it. I hate the packaging on this kit because it's so hard to get into. So as you can see here, I'm struggling to try to pop this open so that I can show you guys everything that's inside. It should not have to be this difficult just to get into something. Okay, so I think I finally got it open. So the first thing I'm going to show you, which popped out on the floor, is they do offer you some nail tips in this kit, and they are the white ones, so that if you want to do like a French manicure, but I'm going with a different design. I'm going with like a fall inspired design, so we're just going to pop those in the box over there. We don't need those. They also provide you with an acrylic brush. Now, I first started out using this brush, but once I got my hand on a professional nail brush, it was history after that. I didn't look back. I didn't want to use this brush anymore. The professional nail brush just does a better job of laying the acrylic, but if this is what you have to use starting out, then you know it's what you have. I started off with this. This is what I used when I was teaching myself how to lay acrylic. So, you know, yeah, we all have to start somewhere. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna down that too bad because I did use that starting off. Also, they do provide you with acrylic powder, clear acrylic powder. This powder is good to start off with when you're teaching yourself as well, but I like to use the Beauty Secrets, so that's the one that I'll be using in this video, and I did pick that up from Sally's Beauty Supply. Okay, so the most important item in this kit for me is the acrylic monomer. Now, I love to get this kit to use this monomer, especially when I have ran out all of my other monomer that I normally order online. This is a good one to use, you know, another option to use. So there you have it. It's the Kiss Acrylic Liquid Nail Monomer. And with this stuff, especially if you're using it inside of your house, it is very, very strong. So you want to make sure that you just have some ventilation going on, whether that be a window open or a fan going. You just want to make sure to ventilate because it is very, very, very strong. So what I'm going to do now is just open this monomer, and I'm going to pour some into my dapping dish. The dapping dish I also purchased from Sally's Beauty Supply, but you can go on Amazon and order dapping dishes as well. Mine is all beat up. It's really, really old. I've had it for quite some time, but I'm still going to keep using her because she still gets the job done. She still holds the monomer in there, so it's no need to throw her away. So as you can see here, I'm just pouring my monomer into my dapping dish, and I'm just going to do a little at a time. I'm not going to add all of it right now. I'm just going to pour as I need it. And so once again, those are the tips that the kit provides you with. But since I'm going with a different design, I'm going to be using my own nail tips. And I purchased these from Amazon. As you can see, they give you quite a bit. And these are the coffin shaped nail tips. And what I like about these nails, they're actually full coverage nails. So you can use them for press-on nails. You know, if you just want to pop some glue on them and add them to your natural nail for a quick design or quick nail polish, just for a quick look, you know, something that you're going to pop off later that you don't want to last for a long time. It works great for that. So as you can see, I have pre-cut some nail tips to get started. But I saved one so that I could show you guys how to clip it and turn it into a nail tip. So this little clipper here I got from, I believe, Sally's Beauty Supply again. But I think that Walmart sells this as well. So what you see me doing is just placing the nail inside of the clippers. And I'm just going to clip a little bit of that bottom off. And there you go. You have formed a nail tip. And then when you're ready, you just pop some glue on there and just add it to the tip of your nail. So that's what I'm going to get ready to do. I'm going to get ready to add all of my nail tips. But before I do that, I'm going to go in with my Prep and Clean Dehydrate. This is by ASP, also from Sally's Beauty Supply. This basically does what it says. It preps and cleans your nail before acrylic application. This is a very important step as well because this will also help prevent getting greenies, nail fungus. Sometimes you see like little greenies pop up under your nail onto your real nail, and that's like nail fungus. So this prep and clean helps prevent that from happening. This step really helps with that. So of course they don't provide you with this in the Kiss acrylic nail set. So I mean, you don't really have to have it when you're just starting off if you're doing something quick, but I recommend getting it and adding it to your steps because it's really going to help prevent your nails from getting any fungus. So now I'm just going to go in and I'm going to start gluing my nail tips on. I'm just going to use these little glue sticks that I have. You can use any kind of nail glue. It does not matter. It does not have to be a specific brand. Any nail glue will work as long as it is adhering the nail tip to your natural nail. Then we're all good to go. So I'm just checking mine just to make sure that the glue is moving freely, because sometimes these glues, they like to clog up on you. So I'm just checking that. So now that I have ensured that that nail glue is going to work for me, I'm going to go in and add it to my nail tips. So you just want to add the glue from side to side, making sure as well to get the middle. And you don't want to add too much, but you want to add enough so that the false nail will stick to your natural nail. And you just want to glue the tip of that nail on to your nail at the tip. See, just like that. So I did not put it over my whole nail. I glued it at the top, at the tip of my nail. So now that I have all the nails glued on, this is the step where we're going to go in and cut our nails to the length that we want them, and also shape them into the shape that we would like. So I used to like the long nails, you know, the real long nails, the ones that curve over. And don't get me wrong, I still love those nails. I think they are still beautiful. But just for me, it's easier for me to have shorter nails with doing housework all the time and taking care of my kids, especially my 3-year-old daughter. It's just easier for me to have shorter nails. So what I'm going to do is go in with this nail clipper that I have here, and I'm going to cut my nails down pretty short. And that looks about, well, I might take just a little bit more off the tip. And that right there should be pretty good. And I'm just going to move on and continue cutting all the nails down. So now that I have all my nails cut to the length that I want them, I am going to go in now and start working on getting that shape that I want. So the shape I'm going for is the almond shape. And in order for me to achieve that shape, I am going to take this little detailing pair of scissors here, and I'm going to go in on each side of my nail, cutting diagonally. And that's going to just help me to create that almond shape when I start filing, to get it, you know, to get the shape quicker and easier. So I'm going to take my scissors here, and I'm just going to begin to cut off on each side of the nail. So see how I cut it off diagonally? And now I'm going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Okay, so see how that took some of the nail off each side and made it skinnier? That's going to help me to file it into the almond shape faster and easier. So I'm just going to move on, and once again, I'm going to do the same thing to all of the fingers. Okay, so now that I have cut and shaped, well, not exactly shaped yet, but now that I have cut the nails down to the length that I want and cut the sides down, I'm going to take my 180 grit nail filer by Beauty Secrets, and I'm going to work on shaping them into that almond shape. And to do that, I like to take my nail filer and I like to work on one side at a time. And I'll take my nail filer, holding it diagonally, and start shaping it that way, going up and down in an up and down motion. And I just do that for each side. Okay, and once I got that side pretty decent, then I'll move over to the next side doing the same thing. And then as I get to the top of the nail, I'll take my nail filer, and I'll start rounding it off, rounding the top of the nail off. And that is what's going to create that almond shape. And you're going to find, from the beginning, if you decide to start, working on trying to do your own nails at home, the shaping part can be very difficult, especially if you're not used to it. But don't give up. You might not get it on the first time. You might not get it perfectly on the second time. But it's going to take some time to get the hang of it and to get used to it. Like I said, I've been doing my own nails for about 8 years now. So it comes a little easier for me, but don't be so hard on yourself starting out. Give yourself grace, give yourself time, and just know that you can perfect it if you just keep practicing. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear that truck that just went down the road. It was very loud and it's very aggravating. They do that all the time over here, so I just want to apologize if you can hear that. So what you just see me do is just take my brush and just brush away some of the dust, because you always want to make sure you remove the dust so that it doesn't get trapped underneath the acrylic. And what I was showing you just now was that line. You can see the line that separates my natural nail and the false tip. So I don't like that. I mean, it depends on the person, but I don't like that. I don't want to see that. So I'm grabbing my electric nail filer here, and I'm just going to go in and just sand that down a little bit so that that line becomes less visible. So that's exactly what I'm doing right here. Going in a side-to-side motion. I'm just going to file it down smoothly. And it's not going to completely take the line away, but it won't be as harsh as it was before. So see there? I mean, you can still see it, but it's a little smoother looking. And I'm just going to continue doing this until I have all of the nails completed. Okay, guys, so now that we have gotten that over with, we're going to move to the most exciting step, and that's actually applying the nail acrylic. So the two acrylics that I'm going to be using is that Beauty Secrets clear acrylic, and also I'm going to use my Mia Secret Cover Rose acrylic. And I want to use this on the cuticle part of the nail. Well, not the cuticle, but the part above the cuticle, the nail bed. That's the color I want to use for that. And then I'm going to use the clear acrylic to encapsulate and also to put at the tip of the nail. So before doing any of that, I'm going to go in with my Mia Secret xtrabond primer, non-acid primer, and I'm going to use this to prime my nails. So you want to prime your nails before applying acrylic, and this is going to help with lifting. This is also another step that is very important when applying acrylic nails, because this will prevent any lifting to occur. So as you can see here, I am just adding that non-acid primer right there on the nail bed. And you want to be sure to not get any of this product on your skin, because it can cause an allergic reaction, and you just don't want that. It's not good to get that stuff on your skin. So you just want to make sure that you're just only applying it to the nail bed. And I'm going to go in and do this to all 10 of the fingers. Okay, guys, so once I got that step done, as you can see, that's how they're looking, all ready to go, all ready for the acrylic application. Once again, this is the nail brush that the Acrylic Kit supply you with. But like I said previously, I love my professional brush, so that's what I have been using for some time now. So that's the brush that I'm going to decide to use. Okay guys, so this is my nail brush. This is the Petit Macaroon brush from Enailcouture. I love this brush. It's awesome. It helps me lay my acrylic very, very smoothly, and I get a nice flawless finish. The website for this again is Enailcouture. Enailcouture is a website, a nail website where you can go to order your nail supplies, things like polish, monomer, acrylic powder, you name it. This site has it. I've heard some people complain about it, but I haven't had any issues with it. That's where I order most of my nail stuff from. So this is my brush. As you can see, it's beat up. It's pretty rough looking, but I love her. She gets the job done. I've had her for quite some time now. That's why she's looking like that, but it's okay. She does what I need her to do, so we're not going to throw her away either. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to start laying my acrylic. And once again, those are the powders. These are the powders that I'm using. The Beauty Secrets Clear and the Mia Secret Cover Rose. Okay, so I'm just going to try to zoom in a little bit so you guys can get a closer view of what I'm doing. Please bear with me because like you guys know, I'm new to YouTube and I'm still trying to learn how to adjust the camera, how to adjust my lighting. So just please bear with me. Hopefully as time go on and I do more videos, I'll get the hang of it. So as you can see here, I just dipped my brush in my monomer and I went in with the Cover Rose first and got a nice sized bead, and now I'm just adding that to my nail bed and taking my brush and working that product upwards in an upwards motion. And I'm doing that with very light strokes. You don't want to be harsh when applying this stuff because you can wipe away the product. So I'm going in again, dipping it in that monomer and then into the powder, adding it to my nail bed and brushing it in an upwards motion using short, smooth strokes. And I'm just going in and I'm doing the same thing. I just want to ensure that I'm getting my nail bed good, that I'm getting enough product on it. So what I'm doing is using the Cover Rose for my nail bed, and then I'm going to use the clear acrylic for the tip of my nail. So I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. And like I said, guys, this is going to take practice. So see there, that's how the nail is looking with just the nail bed filled in. And now I'm going to go in with the clear acrylic, and I'm going to lay that right there on the top of my nail. And I'm going to work that in, going in a downwards motion first, and then taking the rest of the product and just moving it up the nail. And as you can see, I'm doing smooth, light strokes. And I'm going to go in, dip it in the monomer and in that powder again, and add a little bit more to the tip. All I'm doing now is just building that nail up with the acrylic. You don't want your nail to be too thick, but you don't want it to be too thin either. And you'll learn as you go on doing your nails the perfect ratio to achieve that. So as you can see, I'm just continuing to build that nail up with that acrylic. Okay, so there's the completed nail with all the acrylic on it. See how nice that looks? Very smooth. And now I'm just going to move on to the next nail and do the exact same step. And I'm going to continue doing this step until all of the nails are completed. Okay guys, so now that I have completed all of the nails with the acrylic, I'm going to go in and start working on the middle fingers. So I saved the middle fingers for the encapsulation part. I didn't put any acrylic on them yet. As you can see the difference in the nails that have acrylic and then that middle nail that doesn't have any acrylic on it. So there's the other hand, same thing, middle finger, nothing on it. Okay, so this is the part where I'm going to go in now and encapsulate those leaves to complete my fall inspired design. So these leaves I picked up from Amazon. They're just nail decorations and they come with a variety of different colors, but I'm pulling out the brown, the orange, and some silver, and I cannot talk, you guys, sorry. And I'm pulling them out with a pair of tweezers and laying them down on paper towel, on my paper towel, so that it'd be easy for me to just pick them up with my brush when I'm getting ready to do the design. Okay, so to encapsulate the middle fingernail, I'm only going to use clear acrylic. I won't be using that Mia Secret Cover Rose because the only thing that's going to do is just cover up the leaves, and we don't want that. We want that middle finger to be very clear so that you can see those leaves embedded into the acrylic. So the first thing I'm going to do is just lay down a thin layer of clear acrylic starting off, and that's just going to make the leaves easier to stick to my nail. That clear acrylic being laid down as the foundation is just going to help those leaves to stick so that I can encapsulate them. See there? It's just a thin layer of clear acrylic. So now what I'm going to do is dip my brush down into that monomer, wiping it off a little bit, and then I'm going to go in and start picking up those leaves with my brush, one at a time, laying them on the nail. So see there, I have one leaf and I'm laying it on the nail, patting it down with my brush so that it will stick to the nail. And I'm going to go in and do the same thing. I'm going to grab another leaf to add to the nail. And I think I'm going to do three leaves per nail. So that's my second leaf. And now I'm going to go in, I'm going to get a little bit more monomer. I'm going to go in and grab the last leaf and place that right at the top there. See there? I hope you guys can see that. So now I'm going to go in, dip my brush back into that monomer. Then I'm going to go to my clear acrylic and I'm going to try to get a nice size bead and place that over top the leaves. Going in a patting motion first when I'm laying down the bead, and then I'm going to just work the bead in. I'm going to work it over top the leaves to encapsulate it. So I'm just covering the leaves with acrylic, and that's what you call encapsulating. And when doing this, you just want to make sure that you are putting enough acrylic over top the leaf to completely cover the leaf. This is so that when filing time comes and you have to, go in and file the nail down, you're not filing pieces of the leaves away. They'll be encapsulated in that acrylic. And if you have to take a small bead at a time to achieve that, then that's fine. Some people can take one big bead and encapsulate the whole nail using one big bead, and then others may have to use a couple beads, a couple different small beads to encapsulate the nail. Just whatever method you have to use to make sure that that whole nail is encapsulated, that those leaves are completely under acrylic, then that's the method that you use. So as you can see here, that's what I'm doing. And I'm just going to keep adding acrylic to that nail until the leaves are completely encapsulated in that acrylic. And once again, the same with this whole process. It'll take time for you to get it, to get the ratio that you need, because you don't want to put too much acrylic, because you don't want that nail to be thicker than all the other nails, and you don't want to add too little acrylic, because then it's not going to cover the leaves and encapsulate them the way that they need to be. So see there, see how I done that nail? So now I'm going to move on to the right hand and going to do the exact same thing that I did to the left hand. And that's how you encapsulate. So see guys, there you have it. Okay guys, so here are the nails. This is what they look like after I have went back in with my electric nail drill and drilled them down and filed them, file the shape, perfect the shape a little bit more. I did all of that off of camera. I used my buffing file to buff them down and my finisher file, and I did all of that off camera because if not, this video would have just been way too long. So yeah, that's how they're looking after going back in and doing some retouches and filing them the way that I like. Okay guys, now the last and final step is to go in with a top coat, and I normally would use a top coat with my LED light, but I ran out of that, so now I'm just going to use this Sally Hansen no chip acrylic top coat. And I picked this up from Walgreens. So I'm just going to go over all of my nails with this top coat. I was thinking about doing maybe a color to kind of match the leaves on the other nails, but I don't know. For now, I just may keep them plain. That's why I use that cover rose on my nail bed, just to give it a little color, because I was going for more of a subtle look. So I think I might just leave the rest of the nails the pinkish clear look, and then of course have the middle nails with the leaves in it. So I might not add a color. I might just leave them exactly how I'm doing them now. So yeah, you guys, that's what I'm doing. I'm just applying that top coat to all 10 of my fingers. And again, that's the Sally Hansen's no chip acrylic top coat. So yeah guys, this is the completed look. This is how they came out. I'm very happy with the way they came out. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope I inspired you to maybe think about learning how to do your nails at home. You'll save way more money, and who doesn't want to save their coins? Who doesn't want to have extra extra change in their purse. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless and take care. Bye. Missed my recent videos? Go back and check them out. Thanks for watching.